Terry D-Lab, I got a Redplate Tweedy Verb. Came to the shop for some minor repair on the reverb circuit. It's working great, but I thought, hey, this is an opportunity to give you guys a guided tour. So let's go through it, and then hopefully when the guy comes to pick it up, he can play it for us. Well, let's start our guided tour of the Redplate Tweedy Verb amp. I've got the chassis removed so we can see inside the cabinet a little bit easier. Have a nice Celestion G12 12-inch speaker. Below it, an Accutronics reverb tank. Over here on the left side, there's actually a small schematic. I took a picture of that so I can show you the full-size schematic during this video. And if you need that schematic, let me know. I can send you a copy of the JPEG. Here is their ID plate with the tube lineup, right? So let's cut to the chassis. You can see she runs a pair of 6L6s. Got a 12AX7, 12AT7 reverb driver, two more 12AX7s. The typical Fender lineup. It's built on a heavy-duty chassis. Got a Mercury magnetics output transformer. Here's your reverb transformer, filter cap, and a massive power transformer. Very well built. Let's take a look at the front. Here's the front panel of the Tweedy Verb. One thing I did notice, this decal is loose. This is some kind of a plastic material rather than metal like Fender did, but it still looks great. Alright, so here is our control lineup. Gain, volume, tone, and then you have a mode switch where you can go between like a black, a brown, and a tweed sound. I believe that's probably switching in some caps. Here's your reverb with a switch. A decay adjustment, kind of like the external reverb head, and a presence control. Nice control lineup. Let's take a look inside. So I was pretty impressed when I opened it up and didn't see a circuit board. Instead, a beautiful heavy-duty eyelet board with turrets, which is kind of strange. I've never seen a combination of the two. Looks like all high-quality components. Mic-Alex tube sockets. There's your switch for your speaker impedance. Really well built. I inspected all these solder connections. These guys really do a professional job. For a new type of amplifier, point-to-point wired, the Tweedy Verb is really built nice. I think you guys would like it. Alright, so here's the back side of the Redplate amp. So let's just sweep it from left to right. This is your power input. So your AC cord would go in here, fuse holder, and the power switch. So this is the main power switch. Standby's on the front. I'm not a big fan of these kind of modules. They're fragile. These switches have a high failure rate. And the fuse holder is one of those little plastic push-in things. You know, I kind of wish they would have went with the standard configuration, but it's okay. Here's your power select, 40 watt, 17 watt, okay. Bias adjustment, nice. You have a test point here, and the adjustment is accessible without having to pull the chassis. As I covered before, a heavy-duty impedance select switch for your speakers. So you got your main, external speaker, and then when you go over here, you've got one of these DIN inputs for the foot switch. Once again, I'm not a fan of that type of plug. It's not common, and it probably has a high failure rate because of the small terminals. Other than that though, the construction of this amp is still very impressive. Nice soldering, nice eyelet board, and they use Sprague orange drop caps. So I don't see a lot of cost cutting here at all. So here is a picture of the schematic that I found inside of the Redplate Tweedy Verb amp. Okay? I do not think that this information is published, and it's also not exactly accurate because this schematic will vary depending on the options that you order with your amp. For example, here it says optional. There's a blue box for the line out jack. Also found that this amp that came to the shop did not have a foot pedal jack for the reverb. And talking about the reverb, I found something that was pretty interesting. If you look at the 12AT7, it goes into a typical Fender Reverb transformer, but the B plus that feeds it has a 10K resistor in series. So they did that to kind of throttle down the voltage to the 12AT7. So in this case you can really turn up that reverb control, rather than on a Fender, you know, you have to go between like 2 or 3 for the magic spot. This one here gives you kind of a full sweep of the pot. So that's kind of a nice addition, okay? So the other area I want to cover is the power supply. You can see we have diode rectification, and then we go here to all of our different feeds throughout the amp. The schematic is very easy to follow, but as I said before, it could be misleading because a lot of things you see here may not be in the amp. So if you'd like a copy of this schematic, just email me and I will send you this JPEG. Alright, so now let's give the amp a test. I have the original owner here in the shop. Let's see what it sounds like. I like that sound better. Yeah, sounds good, man.
A little spankier.
Yeah, yeah. Sound good, man?
That's a blackface.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man.
It's really got a nice sound, doesn't it?
You ain't kidding.
Back to normal.
Yeah, man. Good deal.
Real spanky.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say that's about how it was when I got it.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, it's a beautiful amp, man. First one in the shop. It's a good deal. Man, I could listen to you all day, man. That is just so good. I love it.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, excellent, man.
Thank you very much.
Sure enough.